Everyone says the USA pays more and the UK is cheaper. But what if that's only half the story? In some American cities, people earn double the salary yet still live paycheck to paycheck. In the UK, wages look lower, but hidden costs tell a different story. Today, we're breaking down the real cost of living in the USA versus the UK rent. Food, healthcare, taxes, transport, and everyday expenses people rarely talk about. No headlines, no assumptions, just real numbers. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where your money actually goes further. We are comparing the real cost of living in the USA versus the UK. These are two countries both with rich histories, vibrant cultures, and distinct lifestyles. But how do they stack up when it comes down to the dollars and pounds? Let's find out. First up, let's talk about housing. In the USA, there is a wide range from the bustling streets of New York City to the sprawling suburbs of Texas. In big cities like San Francisco or Manhattan, you are looking at astronomical rent prices. Imagine paying over $3,000 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. But if you head to the Midwest, things become a lot more wallet-friendly. In places like Ohio or Indiana, you might snag a similar apartment for under $1,000. Now, let's hop across the pond to the UK. London is notorious for its high housing costs. A one-bedroom flat in central London can easily set you back over £2,000 a month. But venture out to cities like Manchester or Liverpool, and prices drop significantly. Prices outside the capital are still pricey, but nothing like the capital. In rural areas, housing becomes much more affordable, similar to the US countryside. Alright, next on the list is healthcare. Here's where things get interesting. In the US, healthcare costs can be a shocker. Without insurance, a simple doctor's visit could cost you over $100. Hospital stays or surgeries can easily cost thousands of dollars without good coverage. On the flip side, the UK offers the NHS, the National Health Service, where most healthcare services are free at the point of use. Funded by taxes, it means Brits don't have to worry about medical bills the way Americans do. But, of course, there is the trade-off of longer waiting times for non-emergency treatments. Moving on to groceries and food. In the US, the cost of groceries can vary widely depending on where you live. Coastal cities and urban centers tend to be pricier, while in small towns you might find more budget-friendly options. Eating out at a restaurant again depends heavily on location and style. A meal at a mid-range restaurant might cost around $20 to $30 per person. In the UK, groceries are generally on par with the US, but some things are notably cheaper, like dairy products. Eating out in London is certainly going to hurt your wallet, just like in any major city, but elsewhere in the UK, you can find a hearty meal for a decent price. And don't forget about the iconic British pub grub Seff & Tea, usually a bit cheaper than your average restaurant fare. Let's not forget about transportation. In the US, owning a car is almost a necessity, especially outside major cities. The associated costs of gas, insurance, and maintenance definitely add up. Public transport exists, but it's not as widespread or accessible as in the UK. In cities like New York or Chicago, public transport is more viable, but outside that, you're likely driving everywhere. In the UK, public transport is much more integrated. Trains, buses, and the tube in London are all pretty efficient and widely used modes of transport. A monthly pass in London might set you back around £150, which sounds steep, but it's often cheaper than maintaining a car. And speaking of cars, fuel in the UK is generally more expensive thanks to higher taxes. Education is next, and this is a big one. In the US, college costs can be eye-watering. Tuition fees can range from $10,000 to $50,000 per year, depending on whether it's a public or private institution. That's not even including accommodation, books, and other expenses. Student loans are a reality for many Americans. In the UK, tuition is also hefty, but not quite at US levels. UK students pay up to £9,250 a year for university. However, the government offers loans to cover these fees, and you only start paying them back once you earn above a certain threshold. It's still a financial burden, but a bit more manageable compared to the US. Alright, let's talk about taxes. In the US, the federal tax system is progressive, meaning the more you earn, the more you pay. State taxes vary widely, from 0 in places like Florida to over 13% in California. Property taxes and sales taxes combine to make it a complex financial web. The UK's tax system is also progressive, with income tax rates ranging from 20 to 45%. There's also national insurance, which helps fund the NHS and state pension. And then there's VAT, a value-added tax of 20% on most goods and services, which is built into prices. How about entertainment and lifestyle? In the US, there's no shortage of things to do, from movie theaters to sports events, concerts, and theme parks. However, the cost of tickets can be pricey, like for a Broadway show or an NBA game. But there are always free or low-cost options, especially if you're into nature and the great outdoors. The UK offers its own rich tapestry of entertainment. Theatre in London's West End, football matches, and music festivals are all fantastic, but can certainly be expensive. Museums and galleries often offer free entry, which is a bonus. And let's not forget the stunning countryside and historic sites. perfect for day trips and low-cost adventures. What about utilities? In the US, the cost of electricity, water, and internet can vary greatly. Some states have much higher utility bills due to climate and infrastructure. Internet costs are generally high, especially for high-speed connections. In the UK, utilities are relatively standard across the board, though heating costs can spike in winter, especially in older homes. Internet service is generally more affordable compared to the US, and there are often deals that bundle television and broadband. Lastly, let's consider the overall lifestyle and cost of living index. In the US, it's all about variety. You can live a relatively cheap life in some areas, while others demand a hefty paycheck. The UK, while smaller, offers a similar diversity. London is expensive, no doubt, but there are plenty of charming towns and cities where your money stretches further. Now, beyond the big-ticket items like housing, healthcare, and taxes, there are plenty of hidden costs that quietly shape everyday life in both countries. These are the expenses people don't always factor in, but they can make a huge difference over time. Let's start with insurance. In the US, insurance isn't just about healthcare. Many Americans also pay separately for dental, vision, disability, and even life insurance through private providers. These monthly premiums might seem small individually, but combined, they can easily run into hundreds of dollars every month. In the UK, while private insurance exists, many people rely on public systems for healthcare and pensions, meaning fewer separate insurance bills overall. Then there's childcare, which is a major financial pressure point. In the US, full-time childcare can cost over $1,000 per month per child, depending on the state. For families, this can feel like a second rent payment. In the UK, childcare is also expensive, but government-funded free childcare hours and tax-free childcare schemes can significantly reduce the burden for working parents. Another overlooked cost is work-life balance. In the US, paid time off is not guaranteed by law. Many workers receive only 2 weeks of holiday per year, and some even less. In contrast, UK workers are legally entitled to a minimum of 28 days of paid holiday, including bank holidays. That difference doesn't show up directly on a cost of living chart, but it absolutely affects quality of life and overall well-being. Let's talk salaries and purchasing power. Yes, average salaries in the US are generally higher, especially in tech, finance, and healthcare. But higher salaries don't automatically mean higher savings. Once you subtract healthcare costs, insurance, housing, and taxes, the gap often shrinks. In the UK, salaries may be lower on average, but social benefits, healthcare, and worker protections help balance things out. Food quality and portion sizes are another subtle difference. In the US, groceries might appear cheaper at first glance, but healthier options can cost significantly more. In the UK, portion sizes are smaller, but food regulations are stricter, and basic staples are often more affordable. Over time, this affects both spending and health outcomes. Let's also touch on debt culture. In the US, credit cards, car loans, and personal debt are deeply embedded in everyday life. Easy access to credit can boost lifestyle, but it can also trap people in long-term debt. In the UK, while debt exists, there's generally more caution around borrowing, especially compared to American norms. Lifestyle expectations matter. In the US, owning a large home, multiple cars, and paying for convenience is common. In the UK, especially in cities, smaller living spaces and public transport are the norm. Neither is right or wrong, but they come with very different cost structures. So when we ask, which country is cheaper? The real answer is, it depends on how you live. Your career, family situation, health, city choice, and lifestyle preferences matter far more than headlines or averages. Understanding these differences allows you to make smarter decisions. Whether you're planning a move, negotiating a salary, investing abroad, or simply curious about how life compares across borders, the key takeaway: cost of living isn't just about numbers, it's about trade-offs. And the more you understand those trade-offs, the better control you have over your financial future. So, there you have it, folks. That was the real cost of living comparison between the USA and the UK, a tale of two nations, each with its own financial quirks. Whether you're considering a move, planning a long visit, or just curious about how the other side lives, understanding these differences is key. Remember, it's not just about what you earn, but where and how you choose to spend it. Keep these insights handy for your next adventure or financial decision, and you'll be better prepared to navigate the complexities of living in these incredible countries. I'd also love to hear from you. Comment below and tell me which country you think offers a better quality of life based on these costs, and why. Your perspective helps others see the full picture. And if you know someone who's thinking about moving, investing abroad, or comparing life in the UK and USA, share this video with them. One clear conversation can make a big financial difference.